Welcome, sweets. Let's make a rosette wedding cake. This is everything that you will need. All right, so please make sure that your cakes are completely cooled. There will be a video for the buttercream recipe that I use. This is American buttercream. There's no eggs in it. It's real simple, loves. I appreciate you all being here. I missed y'all. I hope everybody is doing good. The holidays are upon us, so this could even be something you serve just as a dessert for your family get together if your family does that. Okay, you guys see I have my crumb coat on already. I'm putting my gloves on. This is one layer. It's two separate cakes. That is what you count as one layer, okay? So, as I stated before, these are 6-inch cakes on a 10-inch board. I couldn't put both my gloves on because I like to thread myself a line so I know where to stay in between on my buttercream rosettes. And all I'm doing is looking for really just the space in between the two cakes. So, some of you may not need to do this, but for me, I color in the lines, so I decorate in the lines as well. I have a Wilton's 1M piping tip. If you don't have one, loves, feel free to use the Wilton's 2D piping tip. And if you have any other tips that make great rosettes, drop them down in the comments, y'all. I'm open. Talk to me nicely though. So here we are getting ready, and y'all forgive me about the angle of the camera. I was doing so much, but I'm starting my rosettes, and I am right-handed, love. So I did test the consistency of the rosettes coming out off camera, and for some reason it did something weird. So I'm asking y'all to hold on, bear with me while I fix this just a little bit. I'll be right back. I didn't leave the camera. You just can't see me because of the angle, and I'm just piping a little bit to see what the situation is. Now, this is being posted during the cooler months, the fall months, but this cake actually was done the greatest month of the year, loves, July, of course. Okay, so there was something wrong with that actual bag, and I bought these online. I hated these bags so much, but that's something we just live and learn. Some of these bags are really, really thin, and when you go to pipe, you got to apply a certain amount of pressure. You'll see it squeeze out the side. It had like little pinholes in them as if someone may have accidentally cut them opening the box or whatever happened. And then they were still shipped to me. I did buy these on Amazon, but no shade to the dealer because we don't know what we're getting. But I'm doing my E movements, and I know you guys can't actually see the complete E, but for all intents and purposes, I'm still posting this video so you guys can kind of get the idea of what it takes to make a complete rosette. I like to do the E and come back up to the top and then release the pressure. And then I move on to the next one, checking my sizing to make sure that my rosettes are pretty consistent in size. You don't want one to be big, the next one to be small. And that is the other reason why I actually take the toothpick to draw. Now I have a little bit of extra buttercream, and I just wiped it off with a napkin. A lot of times I will just take that excess buttercream and wipe it on another part of the cake that I have yet to rosette. That way we are not wasting our icing. I don't know about y'all, but butter is crazy. I hate going in Sam's Club paying for butter, but it makes such a beautiful rosette. We can't do it with nothing else. Well, I guess people do. I don't. So it's up to you. But as you guys see, my rosettes are really fluff and fleshed out. They're lined up really good. You guys can see that they're looking pretty consistent. And that's what I want. So here I am. My bag got low. So rather than keep trying to push it all the way, I will stop, release all the icing that is in that bag back into my buttercream, and then restock that bag or get another bag. I restock this bag, but sometimes with the thicker Wilton's bags, you can reuse that same bag while you're icing. So say you needed to add a little bit more, like I am, you would be able to go back and fix it. And I overstuffed this bag. So y'all see me working diligently not to lose any buttercream because I want to get the most out of it because I done put it in the baggie. I don't know, loves. Do you guys like doing rosettes? Is there a certain way you guys like to decorate cakes? Let me know down in the comments. I am twisting the heck out of this bag. Now we got to see, how is it piping? What does it look like? Is it still consistent? Because again, this was a really, really warm day. And what you don't want to do is take forever to pipe. So you want to hurry up and pipe your rosettes. Even if you pipe one row and put your cake into the refrigerator or your ice box or your chiller, whatever you do, you just don't want that buttercream to become too soft, too mushy, and it will stop you from laying your next level of rosettes on top of it. I've done it before where in the summertime, the rosettes on the bottom row are really, really soft, and I touch them by accident trying to do the second row or the third row, and they kind of just fall in. And I hate that because what ends up happening is you scrape them off the cake and you have to start over. So, as you guys see me wiping the side of the cake, there was just a little bit of excess because I pushed too hard when I got ready to start. I just wiped it at the top of the cake, and you can see me working my way to my right. Um, Most of the time, that is how I pipe. And because I realized I wasn't going all the way up to the top, I slowed down, and now my rosettes are going all the way up to the top, so they will meet the top of the cake. Like I stated, we're just doing single rosettes, altering them, laying them over each other, so it looks like a seamless pattern. And even where you can see the holes, you want to go back after you have piped everything. And you could use, if you're using a 1M, you could just make stars. And that's what I'm saying. That little bit of icing is not enough for me to finish that whole top row of the cake. So I'm just going to release it. I'm going to mix it back into the buttercream, and we're going to we're going to refill a bag so that we can finish our piping. Okay, now we're ready. This is my third baggie. No, this actually my second baggie. I thought it was my third one, but the bag busted as I was releasing the icing. And also be careful how you pipe, how you cut your piping tips, because when I first started, I always had my 1Ms fall out on me or not make a complete 1M rows or whatever I was trying to do. I was not cutting my bags high enough. There is a delicate science to that. So I definitely, if you don't know how to cut a bag, we can work on that. But definitely be careful, especially when you're doing this kind of decoration. You don't want to cut your bag too big, and as you squeeze your icing out, your 1M falls out on you with icing. You would be in tears. I've had that happen before. Well, maybe you won't be in tears. I was in tears, y'all. I don't know. I was in tears and it hurt my little heart. And you guys get a good look at how the rosettes are turning out. Okay, now what we're going to do is on our top rosette, as we start, we're going to start a little bit small, but we're touching the rosettes and we're being mindful of how big they are so that we can come into the middle. I'm going to do the outside and work my way towards the middle. Okay, so as you see, I'm slowly closing in. So it's kind of like you're doing a closing in motion where you're going completely around the cake and then a little bit closer until you got that one last or two little last rosettes on the top. I think for this cake, it may only be one. And it is optional to decorate the top of a rosette cake because the whole decoration is rosettes. But for this cake, they had some really beautiful wedding flowers, and I actually had the mold I was able to get off of Amazon. It was a silicone mold of a flower that looked like the brides and bridesmaids flowers. So I'm going to surprise them with that as well, which I don't always put stuff on my rosette cakes, but I just feel like this little pop of color is going to be everything because it is a minimalist wedding, but the details are the things that stand out: the flowers, the dresses, um, the cupcake tower. They have so much that they put into this. I don't want to take from any of the other decorations, right? And then they will have this cake for a year and they will cut it on their first anniversary. And I am so excited for them. Wishing them blessings on blessings on blessings. And you guys see me work my wrist a little bit and be careful to lift your hands kind of higher so that your tip is able to fully function. Be mindful of any excess icing you have. You don't want to bump any rosettes. You see me, if you need to turn the cake, loves. That's what I am doing, my sweets. I just am looking and I'm like, okay, this little side, if I turn it this way, I can do my rosettes. And here is my finished cake. And I'm going to get the toppings. Isn't this flower cute? You'll see it at the end. I know you guys can't really see it, but I'm being real tricky. So the last rosette, I tried to stand two rosettes up a little bit so that the flower and the foliage looks like it's raised up off the cake, which of course it is. I have little fern leaves to put with this flower. It's gonna make it so cute. I'm so excited. All right. So we got one on. I don't know why I did not want to use my tweezers, but I did. That's what I know. I didn't. But now we have two fern leaves up under our beautiful flower. And here's the results. Thanks for watching. Feel free to drop me a comment, like, share, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Baby, we everywhere. Follow us here. All right, loves. Oh, look at those rosettes. Don't you just want to just admire them? Okay. And this was the video from TikTok I used. Oh, it didn't show you all. I love you all. Until next time.